Welcome back to the On Deck Circle podcast, brought to you by the Fantasy Six Pack. It's me, your boy, Nick Z, back at it again with another week for your Dynasty Baseball needs. Back by popular demand is our Nick Z question of the week. So it's been brought up to me by Dave last week, as some of you all may have heard. He wants two separate questions, giving me a whole lot of extra work. That's fine with me. But before we get started, I just would like to say hello to everybody watching. Thanks for tuning in. I was told that last week's episode was our highest watched episode combined than the month before or something like that. I'm not really sure. We'll ask Dave when he comes on. But first, my first question will be from my boy Jason. Jason, if you could have one topping on a pizza, what is it?
Sausage.
Wow. There was no fucking hesitation at all.
Yeah, no.
Are you a deep dish guy or no? Like,
depends.
Actually,
no. Like, I mean, I will get it. You know, I mean, I only get it from one place, and that's Lou Malnati's.
Yep.
Gino's East is trash. Giordano's is trash.
The only place is Luminati.
Yeah, and as a local Chicagoan, I probably get deep dish maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. It's not.
So that's fucking a lot.
It's not standard order. Usually it's the Tavern crispy thin crust pizza. And it's usually some form of sausage, green pepper, onion, something like that. But if I had to pick one topping, it's definitely sausage.
Is there one Luminati's or are there a bunch of them there?
Oh, they're everywhere, man.
Okay.
I actually have one. I can actually almost walk to one of the.
Yeah, I've had their frozen pizza. My sister brought one back. And it was pretty good. I mean, pizza's pizza, you know what they say.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm a buffalo chicken guy.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of bar pizza. It's like the personal size, like this.
Okay.
I can take one to the face.
Yeah, but that's more than one topping.
Buffalo chicken?
One topping, yeah.
Buffalo chicken is one topping.
So just buffalo chicken, no like blue cheese or anything else?
No.
Okay.
Blue cheese. You can dip it in something.
Okay. So just chicken that tastes like it's got some sort of buffalo sauce on
it.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, and now my question for Dave. This is going to be a doozy. Dave, can you just come in because I need to see your face when I ask it?
Hold on. I want to say something real quick. When it comes to favorite toppings on a pizza, everyone always gets this question wrong.
Oh, it's cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
No, that's not a topping.
Bull fucking shit, it's not, motherfucker. If I can get double cheese on a pizza, it's a topping.
It's just extra cheese.
I don't care, though. If I had to just simply pick.
You don't get charged for cheese as a topping, so.
But no topping is better than getting something and extra cheese. Like, if you just get, like, pepperoni, that's fine. But if you get pepperoni and extra cheese, it's so much better. But anyways.
That's just cheese. That's one topping.
It's a topping, bro.
That's like being like, oh, you need to have the sauce.
I can't. It's not my fault you're wrong. Don't get mad at me.
I fucking lost my question, too.
Threw them all off.
You threw me all off.
But cheese is the right answer.
All right, cheese is the wrong answer, Dave. All right.
One topping besides.
Let me think for like 15 seconds. All right, Dave, if there is, was not the question I had earlier because I forgot, but
how do you forget?
What actor would you want to play you in a movie? Not want. Which one is realistic?
The Rock.
We can all say fucking
The Rock.
In that case, then I'll just say a guy that I've been told that I look like. He's not really considered an actor, so some people may not even know who this is. But you guys watch a show Impractical Jokers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Murr.
Okay.
I've heard that a few times.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know if there's really anybody that looks like me that's like an actor. So I'm gonna kind of half-ass cop out.
I need to pull up the guy I was thinking of. Do you guys remember King of Queens?
Yeah.
Do you remember Spence?
Is that like the neighbor?
Oh fuck, he's not. It's not Kevin James. I fucking love Kevin James.
No, Spence from King of Queens. I've never.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Google it real quick. Spence.
Fuck. I feel like he married Kate Spade or something. This guy.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Oswald, Pat
Yeah. Patton Oswalt. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I look like that guy?
No, I just think he would be a good you.
Oh,
I can see
okay.
that.
He would just be a good Dave.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I am you can't really tell, but I'm like halfway to the IL right now. I totally messed up my back earlier today. I'm surprised I even made it upstairs to do this. So I'm gonna let my boy Jason go ahead and take the reins here and run us through the news of the week.
All right, absolutely. So we're gonna get started here with something that's near and dear to Nick's heart, a Yankee prospect.
This is gonna be a quick segment from me.
Luis Gil, one of the Yankees' top prospects, made their debut last week. Dave, you currently have Gil ranked as your 699th player in your Dynasty rankings. MLB has him ranked as the Yankees' 6th best prospect. And like I said, he was recalled last week to fill in for Garrett Cole, who ended on the COVID list. So far in his 2 starts with the Yankees, he's not allowed to run. He struck out 14 batters in 11 innings pitched. However, he was sent back down after his most recent start last Sunday. I think with the assumption that Garrett Cole will be back healthy off the COVID list. But I just want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on Gil going forward. Do you think that maybe we'll see him back up here shortly with the Yankees? Will he get some more starts here down the stretch run for the Yankees as they try to make that playoff push? And then even just past this year, what are some expectations for Gil here?
Fuck the Yankees.
Yeah, no, he's right.
Fuck him off.
Oh man. I mean, first of all, it's 11 innings, so we need to calm down. Whether he gave up 27 runs or 0 runs, we need to calm down. I do like the 14 strikeouts to 3 walks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that tells me he's not overmatched. I guess I don't really have expectations either for this year or into the future. Really, I don't really consider him to be, a big cog in that rotation. So far he seems as though he can pitch. So, if they have, any more injuries or whatever, he definitely has kind of earned the opportunity to continue to start. I've got him basically 700th in my rankings, so he's rosterable, but I wouldn't be owning him with the thought of anything more than, a number 4, starter. Not in Dynasty, I just mean like in baseball, So
right.
A 4 in baseball is, depending on the size of your league, that could be, waiver fodder, or if you're in like a 30-teamer like us, that's a guy that has some value, but he's probably still your, 5th starter, maybe.
And one thing I did notice about Gil too is for, being someone that's already at the majors, he actually is not made a lot of starts in his professional career. I think I don't have the total numbers, but the most starts he's ever made in a season was 17. And that was back in 2019 at low A. So there's still a lot to be seen from Gil. Again, like you said, 11 innings is nothing to be jumping joy over and trying to go buy him off the owner or pick him up off the waiver. But I think that, with the strikeout capabilities and then just being on that team of the Yankees, he's going to get you at least maybe some quality starts and possibly some wins. But yeah, I wouldn't be running to the waiver wire to see if he's available in some deep Dynasty leagues other than maybe like a 30 rock or 15-teamer.
His lack of innings, though, could actually end up being quite a benefit, though.
True.
Exactly. I don't really want my guys to have thrown 500 innings at the minor league level. Ideally, they they're pitching enough to hone their craft, to improve, get better command and all this fun stuff. But, they don't really, start to, blow through their bullets, until they get up to the big league level. So, it's just the sample size obviously makes it, to where you're a little bit, less certain about what he might be. But at the end of the day, that's why a guy like, DeGrom is so valuable, because he doesn't have a ton of innings on his arm. Now, not the ideal reason, because he's been hurt a lot, but still, he doesn't have a lot of pitches thrown. So anyways, let's move on to your next one there, Jason.
Yep. So the next news of the week here is we have some someone that, you know, people may have thought of highly of even before the season started, if not before 2020 as well. But Jo Adell was promoted. While he doesn't technically have prospect status for MLB reasons anymore, after debuting in 2020, Adell's been a AAA for all 2021 so far. And after a disastrous 2020, which he only batted 161 with 3 home runs, in 2021 he's now trying to right the ship. In 73 games for AAA, he is slashing 289, 342 with a 592 slugging, with 23 home runs and an ISO. If we remember this, Nick, from a few months ago, our ISO advanced stat of the week, his ISO was actually 302. He's only appeared so far this last week in 6 games. And he's actually proving that he may have, belong here at the major league level. He's hitting 304. He's only striking out 20% of the time, and he's even stolen a base. So, I guess as far as a post, hype sleeper, I guess is not much of a post hype because he's still, in dynasty circles, he's still considered a prospect and high on people's lists. But what are expectations going forward for Adell this season? And is the buy low window closing, or is it already closed on Adell?
I think this is full steam ahead for Adell for the rest of his career, at least, like the next decade. He's someone that I fell in love with the athleticism. I fell in love with the type of player he was. As for buying low, little behind the curtain, I inquired on Jo Adell today. Because of this, I was like, let's just see how it goes. I was asked
a whole month too late.
What? Oh, yeah. They wanted my Jesus Luzardo, Pearson, Whitley, and Dahlback. And I was just like, nah, sorry. And then I eventually traded the same guy, Dahlback, for Ty France, which was completely fine for me. It was a toss-up. But I love Adell. I've loved Adell since he's probably been drafted. Like, since we could pick him in a dynasty league, he's got the upside of an absolute superstar and somebody that the MLB needs to become a superstar to grow the game.
No, I mean, Adell is 115th in my rankings. He's actually higher than the next 2 guys we're going to talk about, and just a smidge below the next guy after that we're going to talk about. So just keep that in mind. But I think exactly what Nick said. I think Adell's here to stay. I think he's going to spend the rest of his career now in the big leagues. Great dynasty asset, in my opinion. And, wouldn't be too surprised if we get, 30-30, type season out of him. And that kind of power and speed combination is just pure gold in dynasty. We'll see what his batting average does. We'll see exactly how aggressive he is on the bases, but I think that, the Angels have proven, with guys like Trout and Ohtani, that they're not going to stop you from stealing the bases if you can. And Adell can steal bases. So it'll really be just a matter of what kind of contact he makes, and that's going to determine where he's going to go, because his raw power is there. I mean, the guy can blast the shit out of the ball. His speed is there. Might take a little while for him to lose that. So if you can get, 260 and above from him, he's going to be one hell of a dynasty player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at AAA, he's got almost a 30% home run to fly ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the power is real. So, and I think Nick kind of already proved. I mean, I know it's 30-teamer, but I think, the buy low window is actually closed on Adell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe back at the beginning of the season, you could have got him for something a little more reasonable, but
It
would have had to have been like last year or something to actually get him at a price where,
made sense,
probably were. Yeah, well, I mean, probably to a point where it was literally a buy low, where you probably were giving up a little less than you should. I think even at any point this year, if you were going to get him, you're probably going to pay a reasonable price for him,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. After that, maybe like in the off season after that disastrous 2020. All right, let's get into some other, unfortunate news, but the Oakland A's Ramon Laureano has tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, and this is his first failed test. So he will receive the 80-game suspension, and with only 53 games remaining in 2021, the suspension will last into the 2022 season. He's already having another decent year for dynasty owners with 14 home runs and 12 stolen bases in only 88 games. He could have possibly reached the 2020 club this year, which obviously is kind of beneficial for some dynasty owners. So this obviously hurts the dynasty owner, and not just for the remainder of this year, but even some of 2022. So I guess my thoughts are, is this someone that you think, wasn't really blasting the ball out of the park with only the 14 home runs. So I don't know necessarily what he was trying to gain. A lot of times these PEDs, and he even said it, he didn't even knowingly take the PED. It's a lot of the supplements that they get.
Everyone says that. My God.
Right. I mean, sometimes you want to believe these guys. They're not. It's not like he was, raking at the right now. So I don't really, what to say about the PEDs that he was taking. If it's more on him or more on the PEDs, but what are your thoughts on Laureano and this suspension in general? And then do you think, is he able to regain himself as far as going forward as an MLB player and as also as a dynasty owner? What is his value?
Go for it, Nick.
All right. I always feel so uncomfortable waiting for that because I'm like, should I go again first?
I'm looking something up, so I want you to go so I can finish.
I do have a question. Do we know the timeline on like when did Laureano figure out, or when do players figure out when they test positive? Is there like a period of time?
It's probably a pretty fast turnaround. I don't know, but I would imagine it's no more than a week.
Do you think the A's knew about this when they traded for Marte?
No, I think that was too long ago. I don't think so.
I think
I would.
It just seems like too good to be true. Not too. It just seems like a very.
Marte was a good fit, anyways. I think it's a coincidence.
Yeah. Okay. It's just a happy coincidence, which is fine.
So just a small note here, real quick. The PED that he tested positive for was nandrolone. I don't know what that is, but that's what he
sure. Of course, you don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's a straight up steroid, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's just like straight up like shooting it up. I'm not positive though. You know about Sammy Sosa, but it really comes down to he's going to come back next year in May, June, right? Ish. June.
I don't know.
Maybe June, July.
There's 23 games or 57 games in the season, so 23 games is a month.
Yeah.
So into April, whatever. I mean, I don't really think it hurts his.
I don't look at PED suspensions as really pretty much anything when I am evaluating anyone, other than the fact like they're just a dumbass. Because like they're still good. Like he's still going to be a good ball player no matter what.
I think Jason literally like lost connection because he just straight up disappeared.
All right. Hey,
whatever.
We gotta roll the punches.
Boom.
All right. Dave, what do you think about Ramon Laureano?
Well, so I guess I was going to ask both of you this question, but I guess I'll just ask you now. If you had to choose, because you're not in this league, I made a trade involving Ramon Laureano it was on Saturday. Who would you rather have going forward in Dynasty? Tyler O'Neill, Ramon Laureano?
Ramon Laureano.
Okay. I have got Tyler O'Neill ranked basically 250. I have got Ramon Laureano ranked 123rd.
Yeah.
So
who did you trade?
I traded Tyler O'Neill and got Ramon Laureano.
Smart.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Not smart.
And a second-round pick.
Oh, perfect.
That second-round pick is currently in the top 5 of the league. So if you do the snake, that becomes a top 5 pick in the second round as well.
Yeah.
So it's a league. I mean, I traded to a guy who's, like I say, he's in the top. I don't know. He might even be higher. He's like, I think he's leading the league. I think it's Mags. I think he's leading that league. And I was as high as like 3rd or 4th for a while, and then Trout got hurt, and I've just slowly worked my way down. That's the league I traded JD in because I'm outside the top. I'm outside the top. I think I'm like
there he is
outside the top 8. So I figured, I'll take the hit on, O'Neill's value for the rest of the year for, an upgrade. And then I managed to sneak a second in there as well. But anywho, I think that Laureano's kind of had a funky year because he's got he had 12 stolen bases for the year. Mm-hmm. And 8 of them came in April. So
yeah. I think I like remember that.
Yeah. And then, in May, he hit 8 of his 14 home runs for the year.
Oh, wow.
He just had a couple big months.
Yeah.
That's when he was taking the steroids.
So basically June and July, no home runs, no steals. He was hitting just barely over 200. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, got all the steals in April, hit his home runs in May, and hadn't really done a whole lot since. But, I think that, he could be a good buy low guy. I mean, I think I kind of bought low on him, but I also took advantage of an owner in first place who wants to maintain that lead and would rather have, the remainder of the season with a fairly equal guy for, their 2021 stats. And, I got a second round pick to boost it. So I don't think he's ever going to be a top 100 asset again. I just don't. I think that, we were seeing about the peak of Laureano this year, even though it's been weirdly inconsistent.
You guys
so,
got me?
like I said, 123rd of my rankings right now, but we'll see. So, all right, Jason, are you officially back?
A ton of bad weather. Yeah, I'm knocked out my app. I think
Jason's a fucking robot.
All right, we'll let him catch himself back up here. he's frozen. Yeah, he's frozen. So, all righty, we'll talk about Mr. Anthony Rendon, who is injured yet again. Now Rendon actually comes just behind Laureano, oddly enough, in my rankings. He's 124th. And I mean, I've usually been one of the lower guys on Rendon anyways, but he's had pretty good years recently. 2017, 2018, 2019, were all, pretty good years, especially in fantasy. But if you really break down, his stats, he's never really been that good. I mean, he's just been good in chunks. So he's only hit more than 25 home runs once in his career.
No way. Really?
Yeah. Only had more than 100 RBIs one time in his career.
Was this all his contract year?
Well, like I said, 2017, 18, 19 were all pretty good, but they weren't to the level that you really thought. Yeah, exactly. It's been 5 years since he's had double-digit steals. So, I mean, he's not really as good as I think that, his name value gets him. But, I mean, all of a sudden I look and he's 31 years old, which, isn't a death sentence by any means.
But like, he's been hurt, and now he's getting older, and then he's going to just continue to get hurt.
Yeah, but, like Laureano, again, I don't think that, Rendon's going to be a top 100 guy again. That's just my opinion. But I guess we'll see. Welcome back, Jason.
You guys got me now?
Yep.
Yeah, you were frozen, so I kicked you out.
Yeah, no worries. We're having a lot of bad weather here in Chicago, so if my power goes out, that's what's been kind of going. It's been flickering on and off. So, but I have my mobile hotspot set up. But the lights may go off, but I'll be connected to the internet.
It'll just become a more handsome podcast.
Yeah,
yeah. All black. Let's hear me talking.
Yeah, right.
Anthony Rendon, what do you got on him, Jason?
I kind of heard a little bit what they were saying, and I kind of agree. I mean, he's kind of one of those guys that is never, kind of gets underrated. He's a nice third baseman, and I think actually since going to the Angels, I think he's kind of taken a hit. I think when he was on Washington, I mean, he was easily a top 5 third baseman. He's kind of fault. I don't know if it's the contract or what, but he's kind of fallen off the last couple of years, and
could just be kind of sucks.
Yeah, that could be great. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, his value is currently down, obviously, with the injury, and even before this injury, he's already been, on the IL 3 times this year already. So he's only slashing 240, 329, 382 with only 6 home runs. So not like you were losing anything major, anyways. I think the biggest hit obviously is going forward, and if he can stay healthy, because I think we've kind of seen what he is outside of Washington. So if I can get anything, I'm selling if I can.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to.
No.
All right, let's get to Nick's favorite guy.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some more disappointing news. The disappointing news just keep on coming for any of these owners, for the dynasty owners of these guys. But Tyler Glasnow, obviously he was, some up and down of whether he was going to get surgery or not, but he eventually elected to have Tommy John. I underwent a successful Tommy John surgery last week, which obviously ends his 2021 season and probably, if not all, most of his 2022 season.
Yep. I wish he would just end his career, honestly.
I know we talked about it before, but
let's be nice to Tyler.
This puts him at only 88 innings pitched for 2021.
Boy, if we could just go back a couple months and listen to me talk about Tyler Glasnow and me talk about how you can't rely on him, he'll be great, and then he gets hurt and never pitches more than 100 innings and blah blah blah.
So good.
And then not too long after, boom, see ya. So listen, I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's a great guy, but just fuck that guy, man. Like, he's exactly the type of player that I avoid at all costs. Like, I have no interest in rostering him at all.
Handsome, hurt pitchers, not Dave's type of guy.
No, man. Like, I mean, I have to rank him, like, appropriately. So, even with the injury, he's still 104th in my rankings. But I probably wouldn't give up a top 300 asset for him. Like, let me just take a look. Let me see who's 300 real quick. And let me see here.
I think 300.
It's got to be so demoralizing because when he's healthy, I mean, he's a Cy Young candidate. Yeah.
I don't care.
And I know we've talked about it before, and he's never put up 100 innings. And it's a shame because he came out after he got hurt, kind of blaming the sticky substance issue on why he got hurt. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you want to buy the guy, you want to believe him, but again, he's only thrown over 100 innings one time in a season in the majors. So it's demoralizing for any Glasnow owners. I know I don't have him in any other leagues, but
me neither. So
one of my dear friends,
Glasnow guy, I don't have him anywhere. I just really like him.
I mean, just to give you an example, 300 is probably a little bit of a stretch. Yeah. But guys around that range would be like Shane Baz, Cade Cavalli, Julio Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Nick Lodolo.
Give me him.
So
give me all those guys over him.
Let's move up. Let's go into like the 250 range. So 250 range, we're talking now Drew Waters, Nolan Gorman, Taiwan Walker,
both of those guys.
Luis Patino,
all of them.
Pete Crow Armstrong, Zach Veen.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those guys. I mean, it would depend on that team exactly, but there's a lot of guys in that 250 range.
Yeah,
that I would take as maybe not a 1-for-1, but I would take as a headline on a Glasnow deal. I just want nothing to do with him. I want absolutely nothing to do with him.
I don't know his entire injury history, but is this not his second Tommy John? Or is this his first? I don't remember. I know he's been hurt a ton, so I can't remember.
A UCL or something. Is that shoulder or is that elbow?
I'm going to say it's his first because I feel like I would have heard if it was a second.
I believe it's his first.
But it might as well be like his eighth.
He's just hurt all the time. I can't remember, if it's second.
Hard to keep track.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be like if you had like 40 kids. It'd be like hard to remember all their names.
Yeah, Philip Rivers.
Like Cromartie. Oh, yeah. Philip Rivers.
Same.
All right, let's get into the next guy. Yeah, the next one. This one is kind of a shocker too. I guess kind of a shocker, not too much. But David Dahl was DFA'd by the Rangers this week. Dahl's a former first-round pick, was once a top prospect and even a cornerstone piece for the Rockies organization, including a 2019 All-Star season. However, just one season after the Rockies gave up on him, the Rangers are doing the same. Currently, Dave has Dahl ranked as a 370th Dynasty player. Dahl's still only 27 years old and is now a free agent. It's been almost, I think, a week or half a week, and he still has not signed with any team. Do you guys have anything? Do you think that Dahl can catch fire anywhere else? Do you think a team takes a chance on him, or where would you like to see him end up as not just a dynasty owner, but I guess as a fan of a top prospect, former top prospect in David Dahl?
I mean, he's gonna go to the Padres, the Dodgers, or the Rays and be successful.
Or the Astros.
Or the Astros. That was a fucking good one. Maybe even the Red Sox, because they're kind of smart.
Can he play first base? That's what we need to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can anybody play? Fucking Schwarber got hurt playing first base.
Wait. Schwarber got hurt? Oh, yeah.
No, I
aggravated his hammy.
I tried to tell you last week when you were like, "Oh, they got Schwarber," and I was like, "Who gives a shit?"
Yeah, that's all I got. Fuck him.
Biasly, I want him to come to the Cubs, but we are now
good.
I mean, that's a good fit for him, but
I think so. They need something like that to kind of just come in and hopefully catch fires and catch lightning in a bottle. But I don't think they'll sign him.
I mean, well, first of all, he's got a great first name, so he's got that going for him. Let's just let that be known.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Exactly. He is a guy, though, that in the offseason that I was absolutely begging the Tigers to sign.
Yeah.
He's exactly what we needed. I guess I'm glad now that we didn't sign him, but he's always been a guy that I viewed, with a very high offensive upside. Part of it's probably because he was playing in Colorado, but I've always just thought he was a good hitter. He just really hasn't ever lived up to that. If you go back and just look at his career highs in all categories in his career, it doesn't even make for a good fantasy season. Well, it does make for a great fantasy season. So his career highs, if you put them all together, would be 67 runs, 16 homers, 61 RBIs, 5 steals, 302 average, and 365 on base. So the ratios aren't too bad there, but even his career season all added up wouldn't be something where you'd get excited about. But to me, it really does say a lot whenever a offensive starved team like the Rangers DFA a 27-year-old outfielder that's 2 years removed from being an all-star.
Yep.
And they didn't give him a lot of money.
No, it was like $2.5 million or something.
Yeah. So why'd they do that? That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to know why my 30 Rock team is in the dumpsters, I also aside from Jason Dominguez in the top 5 rounds, I'm pretty sure I took David Dahl in the top 5 rounds of 30 Rock startup too. So
you're a doofus.
Idiot.
That would explain the 27th place.
To be fair though, if we're talking especially Dynasty, I think that, if your league is deep enough and you've got a spot to stash him, I think that, you could definitely do a lot worse. And he's still right at that age. He's 27. So that's right at the age where all of a sudden people just figure shit out. So if David Dahl made another all-star team in his career, I wouldn't be shocked. If you trade for him or pick him up, a buy low kind of a thing, or if he's free, I wouldn't necessarily have a lot of hope for him. But I think that, he's probably better than a lot of these prospect lotto tickets that, people are going to hold on to. I'm not saying not to, go after him, but I'm saying if you don't really, make it as a plan for the future, make it as, a guy that you just hope you can either hit on and turn around and sell, or, a guy that just kind of figures it out to some extent,
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Are you ready for your down on the farm, my man?
I'm not talking until I hear the music.
I got you. Down on the farm.
Fantastic. Every fucking time, Dave. Thank you. All right. We are down on the farm. Unfortunately, fortunately for the guy we're going to talk about, our guy is no longer down on the farm. AJ Puk got called up earlier this afternoon. For those of you guys that do not know, AJ Puk, originally a top 6 draft pick in the 2016 MLB draft. He was the Friday night guy at the Florida Gators. And also, Friday night means you're the ace. You're the guy. You're the dude on campus. He was unbelievable. Everyone thought he was the second coming of Jesus. He had the long hair. It was a whole thing. He was very ugly, actually. But
that's rude as shit.
Hey, I'm ranking him on his looks now.
Yeah,
he's got 20 grade looks. He says,
"Yeah, 20."
Why do we let him talk, Jason? I don't even.
Brings in gems like that.
Yeah, Walker Buehler is good.
Yeah, he is.
It looks good.
So he was. He's gotten into some
drugs or what? I don't know. Prostitution? Where are you taking this?
He's lost his train of thought.
He buys used panties. What do we?
He was hitting on the looks comment. He was bringing on the looks.
He has acne.
He might. He is ugly, but the injury bug has plagued him so far in his MLB career. However, this year it was looking good. Then he got hurt, obviously, because he always fucking gets hurt. But he was doing great in AAA. He was recently. I'm gonna cite Jason's article right here.
Nice.
There was a tweet from Melissa Lockhart. Through 2 innings, AJ Puk has been electric.
Through 2 innings.
Hitting 99 on the gun.
Oh boy.
Which something we didn't see before. He was throwing like mid 90s, but not the high 90s like this. Being called up now to be a bullpen arm for the A's. I worry that he's going to be too good in the bullpen, and then he's going to just be their bullpen guy, which is fine because actually, Dave, I don't know if you saw this. I made another trade today. I got AJ Puk.
I did not see that. I've been on the couch, or I've been in my chair for the last couple hours, slowly typing in pain to get this podcast ready to go.
Yep. I traded Kyle Lewis for AJ Puk straight up.
Ooh, damn! You make shitty trades.
Dave.
And I don't even like Kyle Lewis. Oh my God! You need this. Listen, here's what we're gonna do. I'm enacting a new rule. Jason and I are your new trade committee. Okay. When you're considering a trade,
Jason is below me in the standings, so I will not consult him.
When you're considering a trade, please send us, hey guys, I'm thinking about making this trade, and then we can send you like one of these emojis.
I think he does sometimes.
No, I do that, but not for the league that we're in. Yeah, just because like
you should. It sounds like
I don't know, man. I really like him.
I don't even like Kyle Lewis, so I'm just kind of giving you a hard time. But again, give me the bat over the arm.
But he's a hurt bat for a hurt arm. It's just it evens out.
Let's take a look here. Hold on, real quick.
Yep.
In my rankings,
there's going to be like 100 spot difference.
Let's see. Puk 281.
Lewis.
Kyle Lewis 134.
Oh, that's way too high for Kyle Lewis, sir.
I mean, we're talking about a rookie of the year who actually wasn't too bad, like in 2019. So
he was like a 26-year-old rookie of the year.
Okay, so what?
He's old. And he gets hurt.
So is your mother, but you don't hear us talking about her.
He hasn't reached his peak years yet.
Oh man, you can listen, Nick. My rankings are there, buddy. They're free. Feel free to utilize them. You've got my phone number.
I
FaceTime
do. Yeah. Hey, Dave. Kyle Lewis. Nah.
I will refrain from judging your trades until a year or two from now.
Thank you.
And then you can go back.
Then he's just going to look even stupider.
No,
that's possible.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Listen, man.
I'm not going to lose the league because of Kyle Lewis.
No, you're definitely not going to lose.
I could win the league because of AJ Puk.
You definitely will not win the league because of AJ Puk. But no, it's not. I mean, it's really kind of a no harm, no foul thing. You're just kind of shooting your shot on AJ Puk, and it's a minor deal that you could win. If you lose, I mean, you're off. I mean, to be fair, your outfield is fucking stacked.
Yes.
So you definitely could afford to lose Kyle Lewis. Pitching is pretty hard to get. If AJ Puk turns into 80% of himself, that ends up being a fantastic deal for you, even if Kyle Lewis goes on to make 5 All-Star games. Yeah. So to be fair, you could afford the outfielder.
We'll see.
And I'm going to side with Nick a little bit on this one because I did just write AJ Puk as a buy candidate in my most recent article, but not for Kyle Lewis. But if you do look at some of the numbers I did, you did reference my article. I'll just spit out some stats I wrote on that. At the end of the June, he had stretch of 6 games, which he allowed 0 earned runs. He has not allowed more than 1 earned run in appearance since June 22nd. Now, this is not a starter load, so it's not like allowing earned runs this is something that he should be doing coming out of the bullpen. So, to see him doing it actually is kind of nice. But and on the season, he's actually got 48 Ks at 13 walks at AAA. So, and like Nick said, I do think that unfortunately his future role is out of the bullpen. I would like to see them get him back to a starter role, but I don't foresee it.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair though, you could argue too that Kyle Lewis maybe not at the peak of a sell high, but Kyle Lewis is possibly you could argue he's a sell high, and you could argue that AJ Puk is a buy low. Right. So it may end up turning out to be an even trade. You may end up winning that trade by a mile.
They both may never play again.
Yeah, we'll never know. So, but because that Seattle outfield is about to be real packed next year when J-Rod comes up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real packed. But all right, boys. Well, we hit the 40-minute mark here, so I think it's about time we call her quits. Any parting remarks before I hit that funky tune?
Got nothing.
Oh yeah, I got one thing. Fuck the Yankees.
Oh, that makes sense.